Hi, everybody. What a beautiful day. These energies are simply exquisite. I mean, if we ever wanted to have all that we have hidden from ourselves, like, our light, and all these other things that make up who we actually are in totality, these energies are the revelation that is giving us the impetus to actually be able to see and flow and dance in those energies. And there's my little one. She's out here playing. So this video is going to cover a couple of topics. I'm going to decode further a recent message I posted, and then we're going to talk about roles and how our roles moving forward are what we're actually moving into based on our soul agreements to be here, and also what our unique gift sets contribute to the world moving forward as the new earth begins to coalesce and manifest. So let's start with decoding. There we go. Okay, here we go. So the first one is, it says, the quantum fields are opening up. So that is pretty self-explanatory. It's like the quantum fields are beginning to shift because we're observing more and more of our light and acting from that space. And so the quantum fields are not only responding, there is a certain intelligence, universal intelligence, that shapes and forms the quantum fields as we are beginning to open up and access those parts of ourselves that can ride that wave. And so this does affect all other levels, just in the sense that what we see and observe and put our energy and focus into, that's what we're manifesting, that's what we're creating. And so the quantum fields are shifting to align with how we are actually connecting within ourselves and expressing our light, our uniqueness into the collective consciousness and into the consciousness grids that make operating in the new earth even possible, or even oh, that feels so good. Yeah, that just opened something up. Not only makes it possible to operate within the new earth frequency, it's also the physical manifestation of all the parts, all the elements that go into this restored, restructured earth that is wiser for the journey that we are in process of completing. So it's like all the deep, dirty work that each of us individually and collectively have had to go through is now done. And so this is like the restructuring phase of our experience. The next sentence goes, New Earth has expanded visibility. So in discussion with those who are near and dear to my heart, we will have like roundtable discussions and, just share what it is that we're seeing. And so my contribution to that particular conversation was it's so possible at this moment to see so much more energetically, as well as what is directly coming into manifestation, on so many levels. There's one more they want me to fill out. How our work coming from our soul, spirit, higher self level, whatever you want to call it, coalescing and coming into manifestation for ourselves in our individual personal experience, and how that interconnects with everyone else. So it's like, right now, it's like I can see, so instead of just being able to see that much, it's expanded, so it's that much at this point. So it's it's not full 360 vision yet. There's so much that is now able for me to see, and it's it's looking into this, it's there's so much there that my conscious mind does not have a point of reference for it. And you know what? That's okay, because I know that because the fact that we are such expansive beings in our truth and purity and innocence, that it doesn't matter that I can't perceive it right now, because that awareness, that being able to know precisely what I'm looking at on all levels, that's coming. Just the very fact that I can see it and perceive it at this point, that's a huge step there. So it's just like I just talk to my conscious awareness and be like, I don't have to know everything. That knowledge is already within me anyway. So as it becomes appropriate for me to have access to that knowledge consciously, then it so shall be done. And so this is so very true for so many of us who are literally at the bleeding edge, the front line of this expansion of the Christ consciousness, of divine intent and will on this world, and also the restoration and expansion of love filling up this world once again. Allow it to be while the bodies integrate this love. And I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like the more that you're focusing on the love that this energy ultimately is, so this is like love is the only actual reality, that's what we're stepping into. So integrate that love into your daily life as best you can, and you'll be shown where you're blocking yourself or being in fear, or in my case, so driving up here, it's like one of my big triggers is like when I get in my car and I go places, I don't want to be stuck behind slow drivers or people not really being present to the fact that they're driving an automobile, so they could be texting or talking on their phone or whatever. And so one of these beautiful beings taught me this beautiful lesson about simply flowing with where my intention and flow is going. So, there were several opportunities on the roadways to get up to this place that I'm at for them to pull over and allow a faster moving vehicle to go by. And when I was just like, oh, come on, get the fuck out of my way, that sort of thing, rabble, 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 rabble. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. It was like they weren't budging, and honestly, I don't blame them with me projecting that shit at them. So as soon as I became aware of, oh yeah, I'm just projecting here, and okay, so let's just go into what this is actually showing me about me, what I'm opening up within myself that is obviously at the surface to be healed, and this beautiful being is just enabling that process. As soon as I went there and started to love, they pulled over and I was able to go by, and I'm just on cloud nine, and I got stuck behind someone else. Oh, I wouldn't say stuck, but I take that back. There was another slow-moving driver that I came upon very shortly afterwards, and after that I was just like, I really don't care, because yeah, you're just doing your thing and I'm doing my thing, and yeah, we're just gonna flow with the love and the energy. And there was just like no drama or anything about it after that. It was just like smooth and graceful flow, and I was able to go on my way. And despite the fact that this road was increasingly busy due to it being a holiday here in the United States, I've managed to find a place that there's nobody here, and I get to have my alone time in this beautiful sanctuary with this beautiful little girl over here. Come here, Red. Oh, you're so cute. And also this crow. Okay, so that was the initial posting. Here is the initial decoding, and here we go. Okay, so in these moments, we are receiving upgrades that are laying the groundwork to see our vision of what our lives are flowing into. So this means, whatever it is that our soul agreements are activating us to experience at this point on our path of service, both as allowing ourselves to serve ourselves, to be of better service to other people. So this could be self-care. This could also be stepping out of that particular comfort zone where, financially speaking, a lot of healers and other energy workers will block themselves from receiving the financial resources that would really enable them to take their missions to where it needs to go, whether it be traveling, whether it be setting up some sort of online meeting place, or even just, living their lives as they choose to without having to have some sort of job or source of income that is, quite frankly, old energies. So things like that are going to become a lot easier to express as we allow that love to go into our inner core being, so that our core being can express and manifest itself as divinely intended, as well as where our personal will aligns with divine will. Some may already be seeing the great expansion. It may be difficult for the current conscious awareness levels to grasp all that it can see now. So that's just going back into what I stated earlier about the field of vision widening, yet not necessarily being able to, at this moment, consciously grasp what is being viewed. That awareness, that knowledge, all of that is unlocking, and when appropriate, it's like we'll have that insight. Yet, it is coming to a point where, we'll be seeing this and operating from the Christ consciousness quantum levels. So two different things, operating in harmony, to know what it is that we're seeing. So it's like stepping back into that full awareness of who we truly are and how we fully operate. This is okay. What is pertinent will flow into conscious awareness. The focus of seeing the love and all that is directly in our path forward is key. So again, where you're choosing to focus, if you're like, as I described earlier with my adventure in driving up here, since my focus is on loving these parts of myself, that experience was completely valuable and completely valid for where I'm at, and allowing myself to come into more love, so that, for one example, I become entirely comfortable shooting these videos, and I don't unintentionally or outside of my conscious awareness block myself from uploading these videos, as one example. So this is very much so like a coming out party for so many of us who are ready to step up to the plate and perform the next level of our service to this world. Once something leaves the conscious awareness, it is done. Niggling things can be resolved by activating the source code. Activate source code. So that would mean that you're enabling yourself to fully resolve whatever it is that keeps coming into your conscious awareness. That could be a stress, it could be a worry, it could be a doubt, it could be the results of being sexually abused or mentally abused or physically abused or otherwise traumatized. And it's like we're done processing all that. And so by simply allowing whatever needs to dissipate or leave or needs to be surrendered within our energy fields, these energies are gracefully and gently unifying all parts within ourselves so that we can effectively be supportive of our own process. So this is like leveling up our ability to hold space for ourselves and use our gifts for ourselves in and of ourselves to transition more into our love-based path moving forward, and in turn complete our service to other path. The focus is clear. Simply choose to maintain the focus on where feeling is the most free. Look outside the box as it is no longer there beyond where the ruts have been worn. So I hope that's fairly self-explanatory. Just basically like being used to operating and living a certain way, none of that is in play anymore beyond just the habit of it. And so these energies are also supportive of breaking those habits. It is simply the unconscious hamster wheel mechanisms that are at play. Rather than it is something that must be looked into, it is already resolved and awaiting to be let go of, so that our greater being may connect into the new earth grids and energies. And I would add an addendum to that to state that this would also clear the way so that we can gracefully and easily connect with our soul brothers and sisters, our soul tribe, who are in both physical embodiment at this time, walking around on this earth in these flesh suits, or also our unseen helpers, our galactic families, our cosmic families, spiritual families, and also all the other realms and kingdoms. So that would mean like the elementals, the fairies, the elves, dragons, all of it, unicorns, all of it. We're coming back into unity and harmony with everything. I mean, that's the scope that we are currently in process of witnessing unfolding. Okay, and another reminder, remember to consciously follow your internal promptings, maximize so this will maximize the integration of these energies. So yeah, whatever that prompting is, the quicker that you decide to act on that rather than focusing on old patterns, you're actually, as one positive consequence, you're choosing to integrate the energies of where it is that you are intended to be, coming from a divine perspective, and also from where your soul, your higher self, is intending to experience and grow. So another experience I'd like to relate here is like that. Oh, there she is. She's so cute. Come here, little one. Come here. Oh, you're so cute. I love you. She's having so much fun up here. So, after I got off the conversation with my heart tribe, I was just noticing that I was just like shifting quantum realities like in mid-sentence with somebody. So I have a neighbor moving in across the street, and like he told me his name, his girlfriend told me her name, and in mid-sentence while she's introducing herself, I'm just like, wait, what was his name? And I had to ask him again, and was taking Red for a walk, went around the corner and met some people that I'd met like a few months ago, and started talking to them. I was just like, I didn't remember them, but I sure as hell remember their dog. And again, I was just like, I'm sitting there talking to them, and just like, I'm just feeling everything shifting, and I'm like, my energy is more like in the grids, preparing the grids to come online and activate fully, all of that. and then, I get inspired to, get on my computer and make a posting. It's like, as soon as I followed that intention, it was just like, I could see literally, with these two lower eyes, the quantum field, the hologram, all of that shifting. Like, it was like this shockwave going through the energy field of physicality. And I'm just like, wow. I mean, there's literally no other words. It's just like, wow. It's like literally stepping into one's power and noticing it physically affecting in a noticeable way, energetically, the physical reality. Okay, so with all that said, let's talk about roles. So at this point forward, it's like we are currently detaching, completing, resolving everything that our journey heretofore has been, because there's nothing left to go clear out other than what we're holding on to, the journeys that we've been, like clearing out the abuse, the trauma, exposing hidden occult things, that's more in like a streamlined flow. There's still some that are working to make that possible, and it's like there's definitely some space holding going on there, but for the most part, it's like, so for me, it's like I'm receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of information coming to my awareness as to what steps I'm being guided to take to step out of playing the role of a massage therapist and doing one-on-one energy healing sessions, etc., and stepping into the role where it's like literally assisting people on a mass scale in reconnecting with their own light and operating from within that. So one could look at that as just like bringing people up to speed with where we actually are energetically, as well as helping them see the beautiful and powerful contribution that they are to this world, and also enabling them to experience life on their own terms. So it's like, whatever your role is moving forward, trust that the downloads that you're getting are specifically meant for you, and that when you take action on that, you're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel yourself letting go of all of what it is that you think may be of value moving forward, when in reality it actually isn't. So it's like giving you an opportunity to activate that source code within yourself to firmly experience the next leg of your experience and be of service to those that you're meant to connect with. And so don't be afraid. In fact, the recommendation is to embrace those recommendations that will push you out of your comfort zone. That is key at this point, as well as surrendering and the gratitude and the love. And, you know, I've been finding, working with the activating my own source code, and also the Ho'oponopono, which is the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. That's resolving everything and helping me consciously just center and ground within these new energies, as my own energetic work is making it possible for the grids to support the new energies that are flowing in moment to moment. And so that energy is like activating the grids so that we become more in tune with our spirit, rather than having artificial intelligence, all this technology crap that we've been dealing with, as well as all the satanic ritual abuse, the pedophilia, the corruption, the lies, the deceit, all of that. It's not compatible with the New Earth grids. And so that's being cleared out, being retired. And we are empowering the New Earth grids by choosing to focus on where we feel best, where we feel the most love, and where we feel in the most alignment with our own spirit and our own unique sacred purpose. Remember that you are a sacred, beautiful being, and that you are loved, and that this love is connecting you with all that you need on every single level to move forward and be in your joy and bliss. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'm going to leave you with more of this scenery, this beautiful place that I am in. Take care. We'll talk soon.